So in my previous video, I tried a blood / lifesteal build, and today we're going to try a summoner build, or at least that's going to be our base. We're going to be using this culture, which will summon a loyal Tugar familiar, and then this class will summon a number of nomad familiars. Just kidding, we're going to skip the summon build for now, because I just maxed out willpower. I just put every single point that I had into willpower, which buffs my familiars, and I didn't have to move the entire game. I was able to just sit at the entrance, and I think in 3 turns I defeated the final boss. I'm sure there's a way to make a summon build interesting, but this one was just not interesting at all. So yeah, we're gonna skip it. We did get 96 glory, which I guess is the max. It says we can now enter the 2nd cycle of degradation. Not sure what that means. What I do know is from that run, we unlocked a bunch of new starts, so we can make a more interesting build. Also, I'm adjusting my mic settings, so yeah, it might sound a little bit different throughout this video. I did some theory crafting, and I came up with this elemental warrior build. This culture buffs, blinds, and freezes based on our dexterity, and that just provides more CC for enemies. And then this class, when we move or hit an enemy, we deal lightning damage based on our dexterity. So we got 2 dexterity synergies there. And then when we attack, this religion deals lightning and fire damage to nearby enemies and applies charge to us, which increase our damage dealt. And if we stand still, we lose charges. So with this build, we actually want to move. And as we move, we're going to be dealing lightning damage to nearby enemies, again, based on our dexterity. So yeah, this should be pretty neat. We're going to be going for a lot of dexterity, a lot of speed. And I believe speed influences how quickly we attack. And yeah, as you see, we are hitting enemies as we're moving. Let's kite backwards. And let's just fight these guys in a choke. We also have 10 skill ups that we need to invest before I forget. So first, we're going to go for cryokinesis. On hit, we deal ice damage to 2 adjacent enemies. We apply freeze to the target. And then with our culture, if you remember, when we apply freeze, that freeze is increased based on our dex. One thing about our religion that I forgot to mention is it's only going to start doing damage once we have fully charged prayers. And those prayers are different on each run. On my first video, I didn't use prayers at all, but essentially we have 3. And right now, our 2nd prayer is locked behind 10 glory. So we need to keep progressing to unlock that. And then our 3rd one needs 20 glory. The first one though heals and removes all Scorch charges, which is amazing because Scorch got buffed recently and it is nasty. It destroyed me on my first run, so this prayer could definitely save us against that. With our class, as we move, we deal lightning damage, and with this ability, when we deal lightning damage to an enemy with full life, we perform hits against them. So let's take that, and that should be enough for this level. I want to see, oh wow, we just one-shot those guys as we were moving. We're dealing 300 damage, I think, as we move. Yeah, we're just one-shotting everything with that ability. I think we should be okay to just keep doing this build for now. And I don't think we should have to commit to anything just yet. We could find some cool weapons that we want to build around. And so I'm going to hold off on spending more of our skill points. Get another point of dex. We'll keep progressing. We made it to the end here. Just one-shot those guys just by looking at them. And all right, lightning staff is interesting. Crystal helm, jade bracers. This lightning staff is very interesting. When we move, we deal lightning damage to 2 enemies at any range, and the damage is 2 times our speed. And with the dex build, we're gonna have a lot of speed. Right now we have 34. We're definitely using that. It's gonna be insane with our build. And then the crystal helm increases our encumbrance and inflexibility. And if we use this, that's gonna lower our speed by a bunch. We go down to 8 speed if we have this. It's an interesting helmet, but it's more for a tank because of the increased encumbrance and inflexibility. And the more inflexibility we have, the more freeze and meditate we apply. With this build though, I don't think we're gonna want a lot of inflexibility. So we're not gonna use that. And essentially what inflexibility does is the more you have, the less speed and willpower damage bonus you get. So you don't want it for casters or speed builds like the one we're doing. We also got these jade bracers, which don't have any inflexibility. They just add 1 encumbrance. They're okay to put on because they're not going to lower our speed by too much. Put them back in our bag. We can see the speed is only being lowered by 2 if we use these. And we should just mow through the next level, which has a very interesting reward. This chest piece gives us plus 10 speed. Also, our first prayer is fully charged up, and I'm not sure if we're going to get extra fire damage from our passive because we get the damage when we attack. I don't know if our passive skill is considered an attack. If we look at the combat log, it says that we're not dealing fire damage to the enemy. So on hit is not the same as on attack. If we want to use our on attack modifiers, we have to actually get a skill that does attack damage. But as of right now, I am completely okay with just walking around and killing these things. We killed a guy way over here because the lightning staff does damage at any range. And okay, this is gonna be one of those builds that just kills everything on screen, I think, or off screen even, which is kind of like the summon build I was doing. It's kind of like not that interesting, but I think as we get gear and buff our characters' skills, I think it's gonna make it a bit interesting, hopefully. One thing I also got to be aware of is I'm very weak. I only have 375 HP. And okay, well, that's it for that level. We got the Robe of the Wind. Slap that baby on. We were not using any armor before, and we just got a bunch of speed. Next level, we got some interesting rewards here. This garnet necklace procs on dealing fire and lightning damage. It will remove Scorch and Freeze from us. We already have a way to remove Scorch, but this is just extra removal of Scorch, which I'm always a fan of. And then we got another staff here. If we don't move, we deal ice damage to enemies pretty close, but it's based on our willpower. I don't know if we're gonna really care about that too much because we are not really stacking willpower with this build. The main thing is I don't know, like I want to get in there and fight, right? But I'm so scared that we're gonna get one-shotted. So I really don't want to get in there and fight. At the same time, our staff I think does range damage as well. So I could shoot at enemies, or I could just keep going about my day, not doing any combat. On dealing lightning damage, we deal damage again as fire damage. That's an interesting pants reward. We apply freeze, we apply doom. Now we don't care about that. Down here we got a bunch of rewards, but I think the first option with these leggings is gonna be the way to go. So we're gonna choose this, and we have an enemy right next to us. We did freeze him though. Can we shoot him from range? Yeah, we do shoot him, and that's gonna be doing on-hit damage, I think. This is a Jade Soldier that we summoned, okay. So we're fine. And we shouldn't actually be sitting still. I think we lose our charge if we stand still. I wonder if standing still, whoop, we just got hit. We just got corrosion. We deal with 1 fire damage on when we're attacked. So we want to not be attacked. Yeah, I don't know, just keep kiting. This is kind of a nasty level, I think, because technically this is like a boss round, I think. We're not taking damage over time, right? Yeah, as long as we're not getting attacked, corrosion is not hurting us. These guys must have some resist, right? They're not taking much damage. Resist slash, psychic, astral. And really quickly, we have 7 skill ups available. This Trauma skill kind of needs to one-shot the enemy because it only applies when we're dealing damage to enemies with full life. So we should either max out more of that or maybe find some more on-hit modifiers like fire healing applies Scorch to the target when we hit, and we heal ourselves when we deal fire damage. Let's try that out. I think it could work pretty well. We have 3 elements chosen, so we can't choose any more. Okay. There's also this skill for only 2 skill ups. We get Divine Intervention, which will save us if we have 1 fully charged prayer. Let's definitely pick that up so I can be a little bit more aggressive and I don't have to worry about something just one-shotting us. We'll put another point into Shamakana. And yeah, I don't want to fight these guys though, is the only thing. Jade Soldiers are helpful because they're just, we get hit by? We get hit by Doom. Per stack, we're dealt 5 death damage on being attacked. We have 31 stacks, so that'd be 150 damage if we get attacked. Then corrosion deals fire damage as well, so we gotta be careful. Okay, we're all right. I think that stuff goes away after that level. Yeah, it does. We gotta deal with a bunch more of these guys though. It's kind of nasty. The Shamakana, for some reason, isn't doing that much damage, I think. These guys just have way more health. They have 1800 health each. So yeah, it's kind of nasty. I don't know how we deal with this. Like, we're already starting to fall off. It's a bit scary. We are freezing these guys, so I don't think they can move. And they're blinded as well. Am I getting charge stacks, by the way? No, I'm not, unless I physically attack. Oh, geez. We have guys in the back, too. Okay, maybe we bit off a little bit more we can chew here. Let's run down this way. More dexterity. We got another Jade Soldier. The Jade Soldiers might save us here. I'm trying to move down. Oh, I was not moving because I was clicking in the wrong spot. But yeah, these guys are frozen and they're blinded, so I guess maybe they can't hit us or something. I don't know. Okay, I think attacking is not counting as standing still. We're stacking Doom up on ourselves really badly. It's kind of a little bit scary. But I think we're okay here. Yeah, dude, the summons are clutch. Like having a little bit of summons to help tank is completely necessary for this build at least. So we're just too squishy. And okay, yeah, I gotta remember that I can actually shoot. I gotta remember that the summons are not enemies teleporting on me. Whenever I get one of these summoned on me, I feel like, yeah, I feel like that's like an enemy like materializing. But now we're good. And we picked up the leggings. This might help us do a lot more damage because we're going to be dealing fire damage with our Shamakana skill now. And we can also sacrifice our old armor to give us +2 armor, +20 life. And then we can sacrifice the crystal helm as well. We just have no other helmet, so we can't do that. Ice staff doesn't seem amazing. We might as well just put in our offhand. And do we want to use the garnet necklace? When we deal lightning damage, we get inflame to increase our accuracy and our hit. I don't know. We'll hold on to it. Might be something that we could use later. And then this thing is something that we actually started with. When we attack with a bare fist, we apply charge to ourselves equal to our dex. This would give us a lot of charge because we have 16 dex, but it requires us to hit with our bare fist. And there are weapons that are considered bare fist, but I don't know if that's something we'll ever use. We'll still hold on to it though. And this next map, we have 3 items. Or 5 items on this one. This one's probably pretty hard. And then 2 items on this one. Let's go for the 5 items because we can break them down to buff our stats. We got these freaking guys again. Well, we're doing things to them. I think our leg plates are doing more damage. We're applying Scorch, I think because of our leggings now. Because yeah, if you remember when we deal lightning damage, we deal fire damage as well. It's just 25%, but looks like that was quite a bit difference there. That's kind of how this game works, is like sometimes you'll just get an item that will just buff you by a crazy amount or a skill, and you'll start seeing numbers just going up. Heliot looks like he's a special dude, but he has 2,700 health. And this guy as well is coming in. Oh geez, this is scary because okay, I'm noticing we're getting doom on ourselves. We have 13 stacks of it right now. If we get hit just once though, I think we might just get one-shotted. So I don't know. I kind of like the tankier lifestealer build. Just it seems more visually appealing, I guess. It seems like you can kind of judge how your strength is versus with this build, you know, either we one-shot them or they one-shot us. It's kind of, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. I think in the future, I'm probably going to try to prioritize more melee builds and more like tanky melee builds. So that just seems like more interesting of a playstyle. But, yeah, I don't know. Right now, I can't even see what I'm killing. Like, I'm just killing it off screen. That's why summons are nice, because they give you vision. I'm just going to do nothing, essentially. Just, let the summons kill stuff, because I have no vision here. I said let the summons kill stuff, but I'm actually the one killing stuff on this run. The summon run was actually kind of cool too. I had some cool synergy. I don't know, something about the way the summons were clogging up the screen. Visually, it just felt like it wasn't the most visually pleasing thing. We got a bunch of items here, but that means there's gonna be a bunch of enemies. Let's choose some more skills first. This skill adds charge to ourselves on hit, and then we gain 1 speed per stack of charge. We're getting a bunch of charge, so this is gonna increase our speed by a bunch. And then the lightning staff is damage is based on our speed. At the start of the battle, we have 52 speed. If we move, we got the cave worm. We're getting a bunch of charge here on just one round. That was just one round right there. We have 29 charge. That buffs our speed up to 81. If we move again, we're getting just 2 charge. So not much. We gotta actually hit the enemy to be oh man, it's scary. This is the boss, I think. The cave worm. Yeah, he has 24,000 health. We already got him down to half. He can't move because he's frozen, I think. Alright, very interesting. We have 79 charge, and that buffs our speed up to 133. So the lighting staff is just owning, basically. We finally got a mask. We got a couple helmets there. First helmet, Beast Visage, requires our chest armor to be empty. Gives us a bunch of encumbrance. I don't think that's very good. This one does not give us much encumbrance, but we have to stand still to use it. I don't think we can attack. Or we got Mask of Blood. When we're attacked, we heal we'll just use it. It's not amazing right now, but it's better than nothing. And the shield also applies blind on attack, and I think we can use that as an offhand, and it's not going to affect us too much. Yeah, it's not heavy. It's only 1 encumbrance, so we're not losing like a bunch of dodge or anything. And the ice staff just wasn't something we were really using. We don't do anything. We deal ice damage, but nah. This next map, we have either 4 items here, which don't have really any synergy. Then we have 4 items on this one as well. But this one gives us these leggings that deal psychic damage when we deal ice damage. I don't think we're going to replace our current leggings because they're the ones that deal fire damage when we deal lightning damage, I think. But we could eventually replace them if that's something we want to do. So yeah, I thought we were summoning things, by the way. I feel like we're going to need a few summons with this build. So maybe I should invest some points into a summon right now, just to give us some sight so we can see what's going on. This skill on attack summons a number of ball lightnings at random tiles. And this could give us more vision. This costs 6 skill ups though, and we only have 5. There's a lot of skill ups to spend on some vision, but it summons them at random tiles, which I really like because we'll be able to see the map, I think. We'll be able to see stuff before we actually kill it. Unlike now, where stuff is just dying off screen. It's kind of a problem. When you want to, you know, do a video, you're trying to showcase the game, you want to be able to see what's going on. We got lightning gloves. On step, deal lightning damage to enemies at a 2-tile range, though. It's a lot of damage, though. 10 times our speed. We definitely want those, I think. Alrighty, next level. Not sure what's going on. We're about to find out once we get another level up. For some reason, we didn't level up. Oh, there we go. I think we leveled up. Yeah, we did. Okay, so we can pick up the Storm Calling ability. It procs on attack, so we have to actually get in there and attack first, I think. Then we summon some stuff, or I don't know. I don't think we summon anything because there's no enemies up. But let's pick up all the items. And I'm actually down to disenchant these leggings to buff ours. And these ones as well. Perform an attack against an adjacent enemy. I don't think we want to be attacking adjacent enemies. If they're that close, then we're pretty much screwed, I would say. Anyways, we could also break down some of these weapons, like the ice staff, to buff our lightning staff. I just don't know if this can be a weapon that we're going to use long term. But are we going to get to long term? Probably not, unless we get some more HP. Dealing fire damage, we apply Inflame to ourselves. And this thing also applies Inflame to ourselves. With Inflame, we could buff the red dragon. And when we apply Inflame, we will heal the red dragon. It's just we're not going to put points in a willpower, so it's not going to be very tanky is the only issue. We can hold on to this Osiris thing, and let's just break down this Discos. We won't break down any of the helmets, because our helmet sucks right now. We can break down this robe. Our robe's decent because it gives us speed. We'll hold on to the rest of our items. And this thing gives us a bunch of items. 7 items if we can defeat the ice wasps. They have 90% ice resist, but negative 100% fire resist. So I think fire can just shred them. And we are dealing fire damage. I think we just did like 1100 fire damage to something. And we just have to kill a bunch of those things. And we get the reward. We don't have to progress much. Okay, that was a crazy easy level. We just got so much loot for that. And here we go. This is a helmet that we've been looking for. +1 stacks of any charge applied by us. So that's double our charge stacks. And on kill, we get more charge. That's amazing. Then Golden Spear gets more block based on how much Inflame we have. So we get a ton of block with that. Just don't know how good block is. Well, let's try to clear out the red tower. I think the red tower is harder from my experience. And I do really want a summon, by the way. A red dragon would be good because, okay, like right now we have the ball lightnings, which have 5 HP, so they're one-shottable. They get summoned every time we attack, which is great for vision. But to get the vision to even be able to attack, I would like the red dragon to be able to go out and, you know, scout for us. Or at least some summon. I'd like to be able to do that. And I don't know where these Jade soldiers have been, by the way. They just have not been getting summoned. On game turn, if enemies live, for each separate effect on self, summon a Jade soldier. Okay, so we need to be charged up in order to summon the Jade soldiers. I was going to replace those gloves with the lightning ones, but lightning ones only deal damage to enemies that are close to us. And right now, it's more important to have the soldiers up. So yeah, for some reason, we're not applying charge to ourselves at the start because we're not summoning the soldiers. If we shoot, then, okay. We have 1 charge here, so we should be getting a Jade soldier. So, no soldier got summoned there, but we have a charge on ourselves. Why is the soldier not being summoned each turn? That's my question. We have range. Yeah, we have the range to Okay, I don't know what's going on. We should be summoning Jade Soldiers each turn because we have 2 effects on us, right? If enemies live for each separate effect on self, summon a Jade Soldier. I don't know. I don't think it works for some reason. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it though. Could just replace those. And I'm actually kind of down to try out the lightning gloves. Let's just put those on. Deals damage based on our speed. And we have to actually clear out the rest of this level before we can use those. The lightning gloves would be good in case enemies get too close, just somehow. We'll clear out the room. Let's put the lightning gloves on. We'll progress to the next room. Enemies could spawn like right next to us, so yeah. We could be more aggressive here too. We have 500 health and we have all of our prayers charged up. I haven't even looked at what these prayers do. Deal fire and lightning damage to adjacent units, deal fire damage and lightning damage to enemies in a path, and then we already saw the heal. If we get one-shotted, then one of these prayers is going to lose their charges, but I'm fine with that. So yeah, from now on, we can start being more aggressive, be more proactive, and just trying to get in there and do damage. Because that'll be more interesting, instead of just, you know, sitting back and killing everything off screen. Hit that guy for 420. We get some likes for that. If that's what you're into. It's not my thing, but let's just get some likes on the video, you know what I'm saying? Whoop, I didn't mean to walk that way. I meant to shoot at our, are we gonna be okay here? Okay, yeah, I think we're fine. Or no, we're not fine. We took half our health with 1 misstep. See, that's what I mean. Let's use this prayer to heal. And I think we're still okay. Even if we, whoa, what's hitting me? Deals us poison damage on game turn. And we got killed, actually, I think. Whoa, okay, can we purge that? No, this skill actually uses all of our heal charges. So we might be screwed here. If we move, we're going to take a bunch of poison damage, I think. Or wait, I guess not. I guess the poison just went away. Great. All right, well, we picked up our new Thunder Mask. We're going to slap that baby on. Then we're going to break down all the other masks and just buff the crap out of that thing. Give it a bunch of armor and health. I think I'll break down this Osiris weapon. I don't think we're going to try to go for an Inflame build. And then the Garnet Necklace as well. I don't think we care about that. And I don't think we're going to go for the Fire Familiar to summon the dragon. This Ice Familiar looks just better. When we apply Freeze, which we're doing a lot, it will heal the summon. The summon gains hit, and a random ally gains 30 armor, which means us, I think, maybe. That all applies when we apply Freeze. So let's try that, and hopefully this guy will be a nice boost to us. Got 6 items here. If we can take on some giant forest beast, or a lot of them actually. They have 8,400 health. Holy, and we're already down to half health. I completely forgot about our health situation. Okay, well, quickly, let's smash down some more of our weapons. I don't care about any of this stuff, I think. Yeah, it's all trash, or trash for our build. We'll keep those, and then the Jade Bracers just didn't seem like they were working, so yeah, we'll just go with that. And then, oh man, we're healing for some reason. Oh, it's because of our fire skill. It heals us when we deal fire damage, right? Okay, well, looks like healing myself was the wrong play if that's what I wanted to do. These guys are just not standing much of a chance. Why are we melting them so hard? As I move, our lightning staff is basically zapping them, right? Should we go for a little willpower to increase our damage? We could transition this into a willpower build, and you know, I could say at least I tried to do a dexterity build. When we apply freeze, we deal ice damage in a path, and the damage is based on our stacks of freeze. That's really good for a chest piece, I guess. There's a lot of items in the second option though. Nothing that's gonna help us though. Do we want to replace the Robe of the Mind with the freeze thing? We could. Let's do it. Let's go for the ice necklace. We're gonna get less items here, but the ice necklace might be clutch. The familiar needs to charge in. I don't know why it's sitting back like that. You're supposed to be giving me vision, dude. Yeah, it's just sitting back. Why is that? More willpower, I guess. Let's start going for more willpower. A little bit doesn't hurt. Gives us more healing and just increases our overall damage from our skills. I think that's probably more damage than Dex was giving us. Let's slap on the ice necklace. See how that goes. We got a fire staff here. One kill deals fire damage. Sure, let's go for that. We have an offhand that's really not doing much with our shield. I don't think it's giving us much survivability. I really don't like builds like this where it's just doing so much damage off screen. And I don't know. I might just fast forward through a few of these fights because it can't be interesting for the viewer. I mean, I don't want to say what's interesting or not, But the thing is, no one's gonna say anything. They're just gonna tune off the video if I make the video boring. So I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you what's interesting and what's not. I'm just throwing my thoughts out there. Let's try the fire staff, I think, in our offhand. Only procs when we kill, so it's not, you know, super crazy. And then on attack, we're applying blind with our offhand. Okay, I like that better, actually. Not use the fire staff. A proc on kill is not something that I find that we really need. On this procs, when we deal lightning damage, we apply charge. That's an offhand that I'm a fan of. Let's go for that. Let's get more charge. Start out with 34 charge, which is quite a bit. Okay, we got one of these builds where it's like, dude, I don't like this build at all with how much damage we're dealing and how I'm not actually able to get in there and fight myself. I gotta be more aware of, you know, the consequences of doing these like off-screen damages where it's like hit enemies at any range. I gotta be not focusing on stuff like that for the build, I think. Take this offhand, let's put it in the offhand. We'll now be getting extra charge as we do stuff. We're getting how much charge now? I just went for dex there. We're getting double the charge, I think. I'm not sure. Only one item from both these options. The item's not good for our build, so yeah, that kind of sucks, but it's all right. And already, just clearing everything. I might start just going for life so that we can actually get in there and start fighting. Like going for vigor might be the way. Not trying to max out our damage more, because as you see, we have plenty of damage. We got some enemies close to us. Our familiar is tanking. Familiar tanked a bunch of damage there. 7k damage on the familiar, or 6k. So if we didn't have that, we would be screwed, basically, what you're telling me. Wait, why is that thing donezo? Confused. I'm not taking damage. Alright. We had 225 stacks of charge, by the way, at the end of that. And there's this option of prestige at the top, by the way. And we have some cool options here. So these ones down here do pretty much nothing for us. But this one applies extra charge when we deal lightning and ice damage. And then we get divine intervention as well, which I didn't realize that was a thing with the Stormbringer. So we didn't really need Frost Pulse to save us, but it's okay. Can we unlearn that? I'm not gonna actually check before I max out this skill more. We now deal 7 hits against enemies when we enter, basically, which is gonna be way more damage, I think. Can we unlearn Frost Pulse if I right click it? No, I don't think we can unlearn skills. I think you're just stuck with what you get. So yeah. Final fight. Let's take more vigor, I think is the way. We actually can shoot at this guy. We have vision. And okay, we're dealing extra hits when we do hit with our whatchamacallit, lightning staff, because we just picked up 3 more skill ups, which is 3 more hits, basically. When we put the skill ups into that ability. So yeah, we're just not really engaging with the enemy here. It's like League of Legends build where you're playing Singed. Oh, I didn't realize we were spawning right next to these guys. This is like a Singed build when you use your Poison Cloud ability and you're basically killing enemies without having to physically auto attack them. But yeah, we'll just keep it moving. And we're getting 161 charge stacks, which translates to 221 speed. And that is translating to a bunch of damage from something. I kind of forget what's even going on at this point. We got the Vogite boss. There we go. I don't know where he is. Hopefully we can actually see him before we kill him. Before he kills us. Take these guys out first. I'm guessing he's on the left. Did we kill him? Yeah, we did. We have 393 charge stacks, which translates to 453 speed, and that speed influences how much damage our lightning staff does. I also broke down a bunch of gear, pretty much anything that's not really going to synergize with lightning, fire, and cold. We're now in the 2nd cycle of degradation. I'm not sure what that means, but we can keep progressing. We're in the void, I guess. And this map has this weapon that increases speed. That's about it for the synergy. I don't know if that's that good. I'm not sure if that's something we'd end up using, but the other rewards just didn't look that good anyways. So, ooh, there's enemies really close to us, I think. Let's take the dex here. Okay, there were enemies close to us. Not anymore. We ended that battle with 208 charge, and going into this battle, I want to see how much charge we get at the very start. So can we actually shoot this guy? Yeah, we have the range to shoot him, and with just one shot, we're getting 97 charge. I want to remember that number after we beat this because I want to try. Whoa, I just took half my HP. Should we do a full heal? I would say yes. It's gonna take one round. And we're right next to this Gora. Can we one-shot it? Yeah, we hit it before it could hit us, I think. And our familiar is going to tank this guy. Our familiar is down. Can we finish him, though? Yeah, okay, we finish him. Our familiar got teleported over that way, or we got resummoned. I don't know. That was scary, though. Ooh, we actually could have lost there. We need to buff our survivability somehow. Or I was thinking we could buff this ability, Master Charge. On hit, we apply charge to ourselves, and the charge applied equals skill level. So I'm thinking this might actually double the charges we're getting at the start of the next battle. Let's see if we're getting more than 97, was it? Let's just not move. Let's just sit still for a second. Let's take the vigor just to be safe. Up to 100 charge. There might be less enemies on this map. I think there's only like 3. So maybe we got our weapon. I don't think we're going to even use it though. Let's just keep going. No good items from what I'm seeing. This green demon has 100% lightning vulnerability though. And this thing's really vulnerable to ice. So let's just fight these guys. We should be able to own them with the fact that they, oh yeah, they're very vulnerable to our damage. Moving forward, I probably should just be paying attention more to that than anything. Because it feels like our build's like pretty good to go. Yeah, we're just one-shotting these guys. Very nice. Let's take more vigor, I think is fine. 197 charge. It's pretty good if you ask me. Let's just keep it pushing. I think we have this though. Yeah, we're good. Got the sun mask, which I don't think was that good. Dragon sword. Looks cool, but I don't think it's that great. Tooth sword. Deal 50 damage to yourself on kill. Huh. And fire shield. Deals fire damage to adjacent units. Some interesting stuff here. Let's take this battle though against the ice wasps, which have resist against ice, but huge vulnerability against fire. Let's see if our fire damage is enough to slay these wasps and cook them. We just one-shot them. Our burn is dealing 1578. It's dealing increasing damage as time passes, I think. Is that how it works? I don't know. Got another level up. Let's take some more life. Let's keep it moving. Just gonna try to be safe here. Alrighty, level clear. Let's just not move for a second here. So the main danger I think is going in and getting one-shotted somehow. Next level we got Jade Veil, which does not look that good. Then Staff of Life, which again, we don't really care about. Then this thing's really interesting. On step, meaning when we move, perform all standstill actions. Our staff works when we move and when we stand still. So I wonder if this helmet would double the staff's damage. There are more enemies here because there's more loot, but this one has 100% lightning vulnerability, and then this one has 50%, and none of them have resist to any of our stuff. So we should be able to handle this. Still have 5 skill ups. I probably just want to put another point into Shamankana. I think that skill is just so good. Being able to one-shot everything before even having to fight is, well, something I'm kind of a fan of. I still don't know why a familiar is burning. I might be burning the familiar, actually, because there's a skill where you can not hurt your familiars. Got our 3 skill ups. Let's just put another point in Shamankana, and let's just one-shot. I think that's the main skill, that's just one-shotting these things before we can even get in here. But I do kind of want to just see how far we can progress. So I'm kind of down with the cheese build. Oh, here we go. We got the boss. We can actually see them. I really like that. Wish there was more of that in these fights where you could actually see your enemy. There wasn't so much line of sight. And here's the boss. He has 270,000 health. He's blinded 63 and frozen 99. And he's scorched. So needless to say, he's pretty much screwed, I think. He just swung, but didn't hit anything. We have 371 charge. Jeez. I wonder how that's translating to damage. Did I just move? I think we're good. We got him. Get the loot. With the combat log, we can see our damage 6,000 shock, which was big. Before we were hitting it for 3,700, 3,600, 36, and 4K up here, 5K. I don't know. I guess the damage isn't necessarily going to increase every time. And here we go. We got some bosses. Green Demon, 100% lightning vulnerability. This one has 90% ice resist though, but they're vulnerable to fire. This one's pretty neutral. One don't care about. And then I think this is the final boss. Doesn't have any resist that we care about though. I think we're okay here. What I should have done is broken down some of the gear we just picked up. Can I equip that helmet? Or should I not worry about it? I think we want the Thunder Mask no matter what. I can sacrifice some of the stuff actually though, even though we're on a new map tile. So let's do that. Just buff our stats a little bit. And then do we want the Anwar to buff the blind effect? Or do we want the Vondir to give us more charge? I think we want more charge. Charge seems like it's really good. Is the boss on this level? No, I don't think so. I think we gotta progress to get to the final boss. If I had to guess. And really quickly, are we hitting our own familiar? Yeah, we shocked the Grika for 163. The Grika is our own familiar, so we are doing friendly fire. Pretty sure we're burning it as well. It was freaking me out that this thing was taking damage because I thought it was like blocking for us, but I don't think that's the case. I think I was afraid of my own shadow, if you will. I just got blinking down here. This doesn't matter. Let's do vigor because I thought we just got hit there, but maybe not. I saw some effect on the character. Kind of freaked me out. Oh, these guys are close. What do? Let's put some more points into Shamakana, I guess, and try to one-shot. We don't really have anywhere to go. Let's attack this guy, though. Okay, we just melted these guys on the right. We just melted everything. This is funny. This is supposed to be like some hard area, I think. Oh, and here we go. The final boss of this level, or this round anyways. These things are vulnerable to us, so that's a one-shot. Are we hitting the boss now? I would imagine so, right? That's Shamakana, I think, the skill we're just pumping into. 563 charge, what the heck? Where'd our familiar go? Just gone. This is the boss right here. He's frozen 220 and blinded 140. He's scorched. Can he even attack? I feel like he's gonna... Oh, he did just attack us. He did 500 damage. Let's just get out of his line of sight. We have Doom on us, so we're getting dealt extra damage if we're getting attacked. It's 5 times 55. It's like 250. So let's not get attacked here. Let's just let the dude get killed off screen, I guess. Is he coming closer to us? We can see where he is. Wait, did we just kill him? I think we killed him. Oh yeah, we did. Alrighty, well, we won 100 glory. And that's victory. We entered the 3rd cycle of hope. Okay, so we beat the 2nd cycle of degradation. I think we can keep progressing though after we do all these unlocks. There's some really cool unlocks potentially here though, like Cyclops. Deals damage based on our current life. So we could just stack life with this guy. Be a beast. That'd be a cool build maybe. We achieve victory. A new cycle is unlocked. Cycles beyond the first add faster powers and more volatile enemies for experienced players. Cycle accelerates glory gain and slows when glory level passes 40. Adds bonuses on game start. The enemies get stronger as well though, it looks like. And already that's gonna be it for the 2nd cycle. For the 3rd one, I'm just gonna hover over an idea that I had. You can read into what this stuff does if you want, but essentially this was my idea for a build and I think it's gonna be really cool. If you do want to see that, then drop a like. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. And how does my mic sound with my new audio interface?